I'm out here on Piney Grove Preserve again today. It's late June. I wanted to come back out here and shoot some video of some of the areas we burned this past spring, just to give an idea of some of the fire effects. Now, how we measure success in prescribed fire a lot of times is by fire effects, and what we're doing out here is more ecological burning than anything else. And the big emphasis, the primary emphasis, when I worked for Fish and Wildlife Service on the federal side of things, was fuel reduction. Everything was hazardous fuel reduction. And there is a fuel reduction component to what we're doing out here, obviously. What we're trying to do is maintain the structure for red-cockaded woodpeckers primarily, but it's also intended to reduce the fuels in addition to the structure, so that you don't have a catastrophic fire out here that that'll eliminate the woodpeckers that you're trying to maintain this habitat for. So there is certainly a fuel reduction component to what we do, but it's really ecological burning. It is burning for the resource, and for this specific property for red-cockaded woodpeckers. This block behind me here, you see all this green in here. This was not burned this past year, but a lot of it is sweet gum, and that is kind of the scourge of this this particular part of the Virginia area, is trying to get a handle on this sweet gum that, left to its own devices, will fill in this understory and up into the mid-story, and that's not what we want for the woodpeckers. It's probably been, I would say, probably 2 or 3 years since we burned this block, and this is what it looks like with just that exclusion of fire. And so you can imagine, 5 years, 10 years without fire in here, what it would look like. And it wouldn't look like this, that's for sure. Or it wouldn't look like what is on the opposite side of the road, which is a block that we burned this year. One of the videos I shot was from the burn in this block over here, and you see the marked difference in the understory. If we came back here, 2 months from now, you'd see a lot more of a grass understory, and you'll see the stems in here of sweet gum that we've top killed. That's what these are. These are sweet gum that we've top killed, but rest assured they are not dead, because as you can see down here, they're already stump sprouting. So this is kind of the continual battle that we have out here with this hardwood. Is we burn it, we top kill it, it comes back, we burn it again. It's kind of a cycle that hopefully at some point, with enough fire deeper into the growing season, we can set it back on a more permanent basis. So this block behind me here is one of the areas that's really well maintained with fire now. You can see we've done a really good job of eliminating most of the hardwood encroachment underneath it. We've really gotten rid of most of the sweet gum in here. This block has been burned multiple times regularly. We've really kept after this one and put a lot of fire in it, and have really gotten it where we have very little hardwood encroachment in here now, and we're getting this herbaceous ground cover, a lot of grass, some fern in there. And this is, this is ultimately what we're looking for out here. What I mentioned in the other segment was that it takes a lot of fire, a lot of hot fire, and a lot of repeated entries to really get this hardwood out of here. So this is just part of the process. You will see out in there a few snags, pine snags. You're going to lose some trees doing this. I mean, that's not the objective, obviously, but you're going to lose some trees just through attrition doing this. Unlike some of the other videos that I've posted, a lot of the longleaf videos that I've shot, have been basically on sandy soils, historic longleaf habitat. This is not really one of those. This is, this is a different soil type. And while, all these sites are basically flat, small changes in topography, even on the sandy sites, can really affect the fire effects, and also what ultimately grows or doesn't grow on them. You'll see behind me here, back in there, there's some pockets of green here and there where fire didn't get in as well, and those are just little micro pockets of topography in there that are probably a little wetter, and fire just didn't have the same effects as they had in surrounding areas. And you'll see that even on these really sandy sandhill sites that I've shot some video on, where just a very slight change in topography or a change in soil moistures has has a rather profound effect on fires getting into them, and then the effects that the fire has on them. The last burn that we did out here on Piney Grove this spring, and this was a late season burn. It had been extremely dry. I mean, we were trending droughty by the end of May out here. You can see all the brown out here. All of this is hardwood that is now at least top killed, and you can also see we've because of the how dry it was getting, took most of the duff layer off as well, right down to mineral soil in a lot of places out here. Got a little heat up into the canopy, browned out some of the needles, but these trees, these pines are fine in here.